Hannah Murray on TRE in the afternoon.
Joining us on the line now is Alison Marsh. She's a private investigator with qualifications in forensics, criminology, profiling, criminal psychology and private investigation. In her book, Private Lies, she shares some confessions from her life as a private investigator. Welcome to the show, Alison.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's great to have you with us. And I assume you're aware that you have a job that like everybody wants.
Yes, I am. And if they just come in my shoes for a day, they think, oh no, I'll go back to what I'm doing. Thank you.
I've heard so many people say over the years and had conversations myself with friends about how fun and exciting it must be to be a private investigator. How did you get into it?
When I was mugged at knife point in Oxford, near where I live.
Oh my goodness.
I was just so angry. I won't tell you what I said to him, but I chased him down the road. That's the last time I've run, and I'm not doing that thing anymore. So it made me study psychology, and from there, it just kind of went on.
Gosh, interesting. So what kind of studying do you need to do to become a private investigator then, and qualifications?
Well, I did it with the Open University, so that's where I did all mine because I was working while I was studying. So, yeah, when my darling dad died, that's when I took the leap and opened my business.
Oh, and how long have you been running Miss AM Investigations for now?
8 years.
Gosh.
Yeah.
And you've obviously come across some interesting people and situations in that time, which is what made you write the book.
Yes, I have. Some people, you never guess how someone is just by looking at them, I think.
Yeah. So again, I assume there's no typical client. You've dealt with people in all kinds of circumstances for all kinds of reasons. What would you say is your most common reason for people getting in touch with you?
The reason that most people are interested in, it's marital.
Is their partner cheating on them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much you can tell us. Where would you start to try and find out about that? How do you go about?
The easiest place is Facebook.
Really?
Not to look necessarily for the person, but you find their friends and go on their Facebook things and see what's going on from there. If it's more detailed, then I've used trackers, surveillance, but yeah.
So do you often get the result that your client is looking for? Not necessarily a nice result, but the confirmation that they wanted.
Yes, probably about. I can never say 100% because you can never do that, but probably about 97% of the time.
Gosh. And a lot of the time, are they cheating or are sometimes the spouse is wrong?
Yes, I've had a couple where the spouse is wrong. Yeah, they just want out of the relationship and they don't know how to do it.
Oh, interesting. So can you give us some examples of some of the weird and wonderful people that you talk about in the book?
Well, I think the one that stands out most is a chap who wanted to get me to search for his ex-fiancée because he told me he wanted the engagement ring back. He sounded a bit odd because I don't always meet my clients. And there was something about him, so I said, no, I haven't got time to do it. And then a week later, the police contacted me. He'd wanted me to find her so he could kill her.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's horrendous.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
It's really strange because the guy that he was meeting as a hitman was an undercover policeman, but that he met him in Costa. Because, if you want to get your points while you're in prison, you may as well meet a hitman in Costa. It was just bizarre.
Oh, gosh, how weird. Have you ever felt like you were in danger aside from a close call like that? No?
No, I've chased someone around a rose bush before, but that's the worst it's ever been.
So do you feel like you're doing what you wanted to, having had that experience of being mugged? Are you really pleased with what you're doing now? Is it giving you that sort of validation?
Yes, because it's all different. They might be similar cases, but obviously every single person is different, and what they want finding out and how they handle the information that I give them. But when I give them information, I do stay in contact with them to make sure, that they're okay. I don't just say, oh, yeah, here are the photos. This is what happened. I do stay in contact because I just have empathy with them. And I think if I don't have that, then there's no point doing the job I do, really.
Yeah. And you have dealt with theft cases, haven't you?
Yes.
How does that work?
Again, the dogs on Facebook and word of mouth. And I also have colleagues that sometimes do even more delving than I do. So, yeah, we all help each other.
So having done it for 8 years, is it quite, I won't say easy, but you have all the channels and the ways that you come to your conclusions. So does each job take a certain amount of time, or does some take a lot longer than others?
Yes, if people want surveillance, and that's a lot longer, and that's a bigger kettle of fish. Yeah.
And is it difficult to price a job if you don't know exactly how long things are going to take?
Normally, what I would do if it was a long time job is that, that I would kind of say how much would they like to spend and how much I think this is going to cost. I don't come at them with a huge bill at the end. I keep in contact the whole time so that they can pay what they can afford.
Yeah. And because you keep in touch with them afterwards, is the outcome generally good? Are they happy with what you found out, and then how they move on with their lives afterwards?
Yes, I think they know. I think most people know what the outcome is, because we all have a gut feeling. But I'm just there to finalise it for them and to prove themselves right, really. And I think with that information, it comes, with a sense of freedom almost.
And another thing you've dealt with is scammers or stopping scammers. I interviewed a lady yesterday who was scammed horrendously out of like 100,000 euros. It's happening constantly, not just to older people or vulnerable people. It can literally happen to anyone, and it's quite frightening. So what situations have you had with that?
I've had romantic scams with someone who was scammed out of some money by someone that he thought was his ideal person. And unfortunately he wasn't. Luckily he didn't lose more than £500, but £500 is still a lot of money to lose. But we figured it out, and he knew that the chap wasn't what he thought he was.
Yeah.
That's how romantic scams, that's how they get you, because they look at your profile and what you're like, and they match themselves to you so that you think, oh my God, this is the person I've been waiting for all my life. But, it's not true.
No. And over the cases that you've worked with, have the same things come up? So are there kind of red flags that people should look for in that kind of situation?
I know everyone says this, but if it's too good to be true, then quite often it is. And scammers don't just do it over a couple of weeks. They kind of groom you over months until like I say, you think that they're the best thing since sliced bread, and how you've met someone who's just like you, and it's horrible, cold and calculating, and it's an awful, awful crime.
Really sad. So through your work, have there been lots of arrests then?
No, I kind of don't deal with that. I give my findings to my client, and it's up to them to do as they see fit.
Right. Okay. And do you have people? You mentioned your colleagues earlier. Do you have people working with you or for you, so you do some of this together?
Yes, quite a lot of times, especially on the technical side, yes. Because if I had to put a tracker on a car, I'd be led there until it drove over me, because I wouldn't be able to get back out from getting back under a car. So I have someone that does it.
And what about missing persons? That's quite a serious thing. You've been asked to help with that.
Yes. a really nice lady who lived with her daughter and her grandson, and the grandson had never met his father, and he really wanted to. So they were really good and said, look, can you find him? Because we can't tell him no, he can't. But all I had was an address that was like 25 years old. But yeah, I managed to find him.
Oh,
so that was
yeah, brilliant. So it all seems to work out then with all the clients that you have. You're quite happy with. Do you ever get a situation where someone asks you to do something and you think, oh my goodness, I can't see that I'm going to be able to do this, or don't really want to do this? I mean, does that ever happen?
Some people say, oh, well, can't you just, do something that isn't legal? And I'm like, no, I really can't. Woman, if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. Oh dear. So was it fun putting this book together? Was it difficult coming up with all the material, or was there plenty of it?
Yeah, there's plenty of it. I've still got more.
Oh, really?
If ever they wanted another book, I've still got more.
Oh, amazing. So how have you formatted the book? Is it kind of in chronological order, or the different sections?
No, it's just case by case. Yeah, so different case for every chapter.
Okay.
And then what I think at the end, what I think would help somebody else to avoid.
Okay. And what are your favourite kind of jobs?
I think there's one favourite of mine that stood out, and it was a lady who didn't live in this country, and her husband used to come over here to work. I won't say where she lived. And he was a really horrible, horrible man. And so she wanted to get a divorce from him. But what I found out is that he had another business that she didn't know about that made about 5 million.
Goodness.
So, yeah, she had a lovely little payout, and that job really brought me some satisfaction.
Nice. And are there particular jobs that you enjoy less, that you think, oh no, it's one of these again, that you don't like so much?
It's the people that don't necessarily want to know the truth. They hire you, but they don't really want to know. They're quite happy living in their own little bubble. So I don't know sometimes why they contact me, because I may be a lot of things, but very honest is one of my traits. Yeah. Ask my family.
Gosh, that must be difficult. So if they're asking you to find out if their partner is cheating, and you come back with evidence to suggest that they are, and they don't want to hear it.
No.
Oh dear. I'm sure it was just a meeting, that kind of thing. It was obviously about work.
It was platonic.
Yeah, they're friends. They've been friends for years. They just stay in the same hotel. Oh dear. Well, it's oh, sorry, I can't hear you now.
On the same floor.
Yes, on the same floor, quite. Well, if people want to find out more about being a private investigator, they should definitely get a copy of your book, Private Lies. It's available on our website, TRE.radio, and it's by Alison Marsh, who we've been chatting with today. Alison, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Take care.
You too.